Well, I'm not familiar with that. Sounds like one very similar that occurred in Arizona. Probably the the Arizona Lights,
right. Phoenix
deal.
Lights, yeah.
Or the Phoenix Lights, yeah, the Phoenix Lights. Probably a similar thing. Again, I'll keep an open mind. I haven't, I haven't.
Well, if they are here, then wouldn't you think they had the technology to alter our weather? And in fact, these Earth changes are not Earth changes at all. They're changes from another planet. Somebody's trying to show their hand and their power to get us to submit to their will and then serve us up on their plate for dinner.
Actually, it's me. I haven't been totally honest. I really am omnipotent. And all I have to do is make a call, and I can pretty much wipe everybody out.
Really? Oh, that's why I think you're just the greatest person ever, man. So hey, tell you what, why don't you send me some great weather over here down in Indianapolis, will you?
Yeah, Indianapolis is on my map, by the way.
Really?
Something bad happened to a friend of mine.
And I suppose you have perused, or maybe you haven't, I don't know, but have you seen some of these maps where people have redrawn? Well, I guess you sort of suggested that earlier. You talked about the transparency overlay, but have you seen some of these maps that show different parts of the country that are going to be altered due to meteorological changes?
Yeah, I've seen them all. And again, I'm keeping an open mind. Some of them do seem extreme. But ever since what I have researched that occurred over in up here in upstate Washington, of how fast 3 states can geographically change, I'm not ruling it out.
Some have said that there's going to be more UFO activity as we come to the end of whatever the planet's coming to the end of, but the weather, I think, by all accounts, anyone can say that there's something going on there, and I think all opinions should be talked about, and certainly here on the Edge, we've tried to give as many places to the table as possible for different opinions and such. But let me ask you this: in some of these scenarios, Mitch, they talk about nuclear holocaust and these types of things. If there were a nuclear holocaust or a nuclear exchange, maybe even on a minor scale, could that be
Pakistan and India? Yeah,
a triggering mechanism?
Oh, sure. Yeah, Pakistan, India is what I'm watching very closely. That's part of Mayan prophecy. Watch for a single strike nuclear exchange between Pakistan and India.
Really?
Oh, yeah. So while people are looking at Iran, which I don't think anything's going to happen there, I'm keeping a very close eye on Pakistan and India. There has been some news recently of just how secure are the nukes in Pakistan. But yeah, sure. I mean, anything like that could really be it's a triggering mechanism. You bet.
Well, I was going to say, couldn't a few nuclear detonations like blow some clouds right out of right off the planet and cause the desert conditions?
Well, I mean, sure, of course they could. But it's kind of apples and oranges. I mean, we can conjecture just about anything you want.
Yeah.
What I try to stay in is historical facts and cyclical events. And I do that in part to take a look at the future. So I once wrote that when we understand the past, we will understand the present, which will tell us of the future. And much of that has to do with the science of cycles. But anything beyond that, when we get into conjecture scenarios,
I'm all good with that. I'm all good with that. Hey, let me ask you though. In your research of ancient texts, did any of those talk about tornadoes?
No. In its relation to an escalation now?
No, just a tornado.
No.
Say Indian chief guru, saw the winds grew together and made a circle, and then my people were swept away. Is there any? Okay, what about earthquakes? Is there ancient texts about earthquakes?
There is about the land moving and the great crack in the earth. There are.
How was that? I'd like to know, how did they describe these events? Did they say the great Earth God, you know, had a aneurysm or something and ripped open his heart and the people fell. I mean, you know, how did they describe those events?
You know, I don't want to make any statements that are incorrect. I'd rather, you know, read, which I don't have in front of me. I'd rather read their exact words, because I would run the risk of, you know, of
did they always put it in the context of a god or goddess causing their problems?
I don't know if I could use the word always. It seems to what comes forward is the great creator. If you're talking about Native Americans,
right?
Is that they? But if you talk about other, you know, for the Mayans, for example, they they do speak in terms of that. So the Egyptians, for that matter. I mean. And you know, a person could make the argument that Christians do too. Just look at the Old Testament. The Old Testament is not the New Testament. Pretty nasty fella in the Old Testament, who just soon rip your eye out.
Wow. Or cut your head off and suck your brain through a straw. I mean, there's some of that going on. Hey, let me. They have this question though. Mitch, are you a Mason?
I can't answer that. I've been held to secrecy. I can't disclose everything.
Well, this is the Edge. We won't tell anybody.
Oh, that's good.
I can take the audio and I can extract it out of there, Mitch. I can put it like a noise there where you answer.
Oh, I'm on human nature's side. I see the good. I am hopeful that. Civilization will survive, and
so level 32.
Evolution will occur, and we'll be better for it.
Level 32. You got the ring, Mitch? Do you got the ring? That's all I want to know.
No comment.
Oh, okay. All right. Hey, listen, we're getting near the end of the broadcast. Mitch, anything you want to say about your website or your books? You go right ahead.
Yeah, I do. The second book I wrote is Global Warming, A Convenient Disguise, and the second book is really more about the politics of science, how science has been hijacked by political agendas. Of course, it will give you the true history of cyclical events, of warming trends, cooling trends. Talks about the 1930s Dust Bowl, and of course we don't remember too many SUVs running around back then. And then the third book that's coming out is about it's going to be called Galactic Rain, or is called Galactic Rain, and that book will describe what is the cause of the sun cycle. Solar Rain is about the Sun-Earth connection. Really, my best-selling book. And if you're going to get one of the books, that'd be the best one. And I'm going to offer it free shipping to all of your listeners for that.
Wow.
As far as the website itself, you're always welcome to listen to the archive show. Just click on Listen Live, and you'll hear previous shows that are free. I do have a charge for all full services, which gives you access to all the archive shows, and to all the breaking news events, which we are pretty much always the first to break it. And I'm talking ahead of Reuters, Associated Press, and so forth, related to Earth Changes events.
All right, Mitch Battros, thank you so much for coming on the Edge television broadcast. Can we have you on again sometime?
Sure.
All right, then. Well, thank you for coming on the program, and good evening.
All right, bye-bye.
You have been listening to The Edge with Daniel Ott. To subscribe to The Edge newsletter, log on to theedgeam.com. That's theedgeam.com, where you can find out more about the guests and topics discussed on the air. The Edge is being brought to you by Internet Solutions, home of affordable website design and low-cost Internet access. Visit Internet Solutions at es4.com. That's es4.com. Until next week, for the Edge Radio broadcast, I'm Chris Moore. See you on the Edge.
News on the USA Radio Network is next.